Greetings, travelers. It's I once again, the Reverend Victor S. Johnson. As such, I have something to talk about in the world of ghost hunting in the paranormal community. I'm kind of doing this a once through as a take. I'm going to do some editing, but Dudley's here too, so don't worry about that. Let's get right into it. We have to talk about Borden versus Borden. But first, before we continue, please as always give a look to Absolute Nature CBD. If you're feeling worn down, Absolute Nature CBD might help you with a pick-me-up. If you're feeling worn out, Absolute Nature CBD might just help you get some better sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Please follow the link in the description. Now let's get started. I have some personal skin in this game, and that's why I decided to weigh in. But first, I want to play you a news report from an NBC 10 affiliate out in the Fall River, Rhode Island area. So we're going to play that now, and I'm going to come back right after this.
Miss Lizzie's Coffee is right next door to the Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast. But two Lizzie-themed businesses might be one too many. NBC 10's Temitopa Adelea explains why.
The legend of Lizzie Borden is a haunting one. A Fall River woman accused of, then acquitted of killing her father and stepmother with an axe in 1892. Now a coffee shop is sharing the story through its business.
My dad was like, this would be a cool idea, and I was like, yeah. It absolutely would be.
Miss Lizzie's Coffee opened on August 4th, the same day of the murders more than a century before. Described as the most haunted coffee shop in the world, you can find coffee, food, and more here.
Honestly, so far it's been pretty steady. In the past few days, we've gotten a few more customers, people have been coming in more.
Miss Lizzie's Coffee has been open here for about 2 weeks now, located right next door to the Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast. And while some people say that this is great for tourism, the bed and breakfast doesn't seem to be on board with the idea. According to the Fall River Reporter, the owner of the bed and breakfast and gift shop says he is not pleased with the idea of another business using the Lizzie Borden name to sell coffee, an item they also offer. We reached out to the bed and breakfast for comment but have not heard back. The coffee shop says both businesses can benefit from each other.
We had people come in a couple of times from out of state where they're like, we heard about the coffee shop online and we didn't know that the Lizzie Borden house was right there. So we ended up just saying, hey, you know, they do tours every day. They come in, you get their coffee, and then they just go over there, have a good day.
In different, I guess, I mean, I still enjoy the house. I still would patronize there, I suppose, but, you know, I guess it is what it is.
The coffee shop says they hope to expand the business with an art gallery style sit-down area for the customers. In Fall River, Temitopa Adelea, NBC 10 News.
Okay, so here's what I find ironic in all of this. Lance, the owner of the Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast, is also the owner of a tour company that's been around for a while. It's operated in different markets, and it started in Savannah, Georgia, along with another nationwide ghost tour company. However, we're talking about Lance here. Now, what's Lance's company's name? That's right, U.S. Ghost Adventures. So a guy who named his tour company after a TV show for SEO and brand recognition is mad that someone else is using the name of someone who was in what was the murder trial of the century and is citing intellectual property. And I really don't see a legal precedent here. A cease and desist from things I've seen is just basically a bullshit letter. Although I want to make it clear that U.S. Ghost Adventures does have the funds to cover their legal grounds. Now, I don't see a problem with Miss Lizzie's Coffee existing. And also in the news report, well, in this article here, the Borden house is upset because they also sell coffee, and that's honestly the most U.S. Ghost Adventures thing ever. Let me get right into the nitty-gritty now. I worked for U.S. Ghost Adventures for a time, and I honestly have no problems with them. Well, I have not that many problems with them. They did a lot for me. I appreciate them. I had some fun, but at the same time, there was a management culture issue that I didn't agree with because it affected me directly, and I kind of just saw it poisoning the company. The goal to me, I was never privy to management stuff, infinite expansion and squeezing every nickel out of guests from an upsell. So what infinite expansion means is like US Ghost Adventures would get into a market, okay? They'd set up a tour, 60-minute tour. Are there 4 additional stops now that tour could make for an extra $5? Well, now we have the extended tour, so there's that. Wait, is there a second tour we can give now? Now you have the ultimate tours, or the nighttime tours, or the adult tours, or the spooky tours. Wait, you know what's a real cash cow? Pub crawls! We can do haunted pub crawls! By the way, traveler, I want to make a recommendation at this point from a tour guide to a tourist. If you like ghost hunting and ghost history and things like that, please don't go on a haunted pub crawl. If you like drinking, please don't go on a ghost tour. Let's continue. As for upsells, US Ghost Adventures has 2, an EMF detector rental, and these used to be Gauss meters from the 90s when I was there for $6 to rent, and you can buy a plushie. Hey, guess where Dudley came from? The thing about the Gauss meter is you can buy them for $10. After they rented a Gauss meter out twice, they profited on it for a $10 thing that never really worked to begin with, and that's why TAP switched to the K2 in my opinion. The plushie is still cool though. Hi Dudley. Have we not seen the hilarious irony involved in the trademark infringement kind of insinuation? Like, do we not understand that the whole reason the company is called US Ghost Adventures is if you Google Ghost Adventures, they might come up? That's the whole thing. Anyway, their goal is to kind of get you into a tour by hook or by crook. Have anyone give you a tour and then it's basically no refunds if you were disappointed. This is a sad state of an industry on the whole. It affects tour guides completely negatively, but that's where we are. And I just think the irony here is really, really delicious. Don't you? That a company whose entire brand is stolen from a Zach Bagans vehicle, and yes, I'm gonna mention him because it's gonna get me clicks, maybe 5. His whole brand is trademark infringement, and now he's upset at someone for trademark infringement. Because the Lizzie Borden house, it was their first big attraction. They purchased it a few years ago, and you saw that in the news for $1.2 million. I still recommend going there, but it's not like it was when I went there. Now, the tours and the ghost hunts are through the first floor and the basement. When I went there, you could see the whole house, including the bedroom upstairs where the stepmother was murdered. The reason you don't see that anymore is because they want to charge over $300, if that's still the price, for you to stay there for a night. When I went, mattresses were on the floor, and you're paying $300 for that honor. Maybe that's changed. You could see my old video here. The house is very haunted, and I do recommend going, but this is a USGA move, if there ever was one, and part of why I left the company. So give me your thoughts down in the comments, as always. We're almost to 600 subs, folks. I want to get back on more. I've got to figure out how I can set up lives. I swear I'm working on it. Otherwise, I am the Reverend Victor S. Johnson, as always. This is my little partner, Dudley. Safe travels, traveler.